Hello, world. Christian Truther here, and I've got another interview for you today. To my left is actually my father-in-law, and my father-in-law has something that he can tell us about the shape of the world. And remember the rules, guys. I'm going to treat you with respect. I'm not going to flame anybody or drag anyone through the mud or anything like that. I ask you guys to do the same, especially in the comment section. We've seen too much divisiveness and mean-spiritedness going on in other parts of this debate and other areas, and I don't want that to be here. Now, also, I ask you guys to give me an honest chance because I am telling you the truth. Okay, so that's my ground rules. And my father-in-law here is a pilot with United Airlines currently, but there's more to the story than that. So let's kind of begin a little bit more at the beginning. Can you describe your early higher education?
Sure. While I was in high school, I became interested in flying, and I really thought that for a while I thought about joining the Air Force and learn how to fly there, and that just didn't pan out. And I thought maybe what God would really like me to do is learn how to fly and become a missionary pilot. And so I pursued that. I went to Moody Bible Institute. I was in their missionary aviation program. At the end of the first 2 years of the program, I ran out of time and money and dropped out. I never went to the aviation portion. Later on in life, I began to pursue flying again, and I joined the Marine Corps. Finished my college degree at Northeast Illinois University, joined the Marine Corps. They taught me how to fly. I flew C-130s in the Marine Corps for a number of years, for 12 years active duty and a few years reserve. When I left the Marine Corps, I got a job with the United Airlines, and I've been flying with them since '97. So, got a lot of time and miles flying aircraft for United
Absolutely.
Airlines.
Over 20 years. So you went to a Bible college. You were pursuing the possibility of being a missionary pilot. So you would consider yourself a Christian.
Oh, absolutely. I love the Lord.
Can you say what being a Christian is in your own words?
I believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God. I believe that He died for my sins, that He's my only hope of salvation. I believe He's part of the triune God. He died and rose again on the third day, according to the Scriptures. Pretty orthodox, conservative Christian views of Scripture. The inerrancy of Scripture, all that stuff. The Scripture is good for rebuke and instruction and all that we need for life.
Okay, so let's kind of dive right into the shape of the world. Can you tell us what a great circle map is in flying?
Sure. When we're navigating, the typical route for long-range navigation, which I used a lot, flying C-130s, and we used very extensively United Airlines because I've flown the long-haul stuff, 747s, 767s, 777s, all around the world, to Hong Kong, Asia, India. When you're flying from one point on the globe to a long distance point on the globe, apart from minor variations due to high tailwinds, jet stream, all those kind of things, you always follow what's called a great circle route. And the reason that it's called a great circle route is because the fastest way from one point on a globe to another point on a globe is to draw a line straight around the globe from the point you are to the point that you're going to on the globe. If you take that route and you lay it out on a flat map, it looks like a circle. It looks like you're going far, far out of your way. It doesn't look like a straight path at all. Because we're flying around the globe. We're not flying on a flat surface. And that's what everybody flies. If you look at the routes flown by all the major carriers, anybody that does long distance flying, we all fly great circle routes because it's the shortest point between 2 points on a globe.
Okay, and so the Mercator projection, I believe, is what you're referring to, that flat map.
Exactly.
When
you flatten out a globe, it distorts the route. And, what is the shortest point between two places on a globe? Looks like a circle. It looks like you're going far, far out of your way on a flat surface.
Okay. And so that's going to explain why some people will say, well, why in the world do airlines seem to arc, when going from New York to
Exactly
London?
so.
And it seems
It's a great circle route that
it's-
we're following because it's the shortest way between 2 points on a globe.
okay. So
It
also,
wouldn't make sense if it was a flat surface. You'd be going at least a third further than what you needed to go, and nobody does that because we're in the business of making money. You go as quickly and as shortly a distance as you can between 2 points because that's how you make money.
okay. So in another video that I did, I talk about northern hemispherical versus southern hemispherical travel. Now I know you've been in the international part of the
All over
of
the
United
world.
Lights,
Yeah.
United Airlines. Do you have any doubts that there are flights between Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Johannesburg, South Africa?
No,
Yeah.
I've been in South Africa. I've flown around that area of the world.
Okay,
Flown
and then
down
from
around the Cape. I've flown around the Horn of Africa. I've flown all over the world, up
Right.
and over the North Pole. I've flown from Chicago to Hong Kong over the North Pole. So the idea that it's a flat surface or that it's not a globe, it's simply not true.
Okay, so I make the argument that I drew a route going from Santiago, Chile, to Sao Paulo, Brazil, from Sao Paulo, Brazil to Johannesburg, South Africa, from South Africa to Sydney, Australia, and then Australia back over to Santiago, Chile. And it was roughly similar in flight times to a route from Los Angeles to New York, New York to London, London to Hong Kong, or I don't know. I think I picked Tokyo, and then Tokyo to back around to Los Angeles, and that doesn't make sense on a round Earth map because the southern hemisphere is so much larger on a flat map. Sorry, it doesn't make sense on a flat map.
Yes.
And that makes sense to you?
Yeah.
And you have no doubts that any of those flights exist?
No, United Airlines has done a couple of times. We have done what they call a round-the-world flight. When they introduced the 747, I can't remember which of it, but I think they've done it more than once. But they would start at Los Angeles and fly continuously west until they got back to Los Angeles.
Okay.
We've done that at United Airlines, and you can't do that on a flat surface.
Right.
It's simply not possible.
You'd be hanging a right the whole time. You'd
Yeah.
certainly
No,
notice that.
not the way it
So,
works.
okay. So, as a Christian, do you have any personal qualms with a concept of a round earth and how that works with the Bible?
No, I've never had any problems with that at all. I mean, it never seemed like an issue to me.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us and
Sure.
talking with us and just sharing your expertise and your many years of experience. And we
All right.
appreciate it and continue flying safely.
All right, thank
So,
you, Kim.
Thank you.